Hello everyone, welcome back to Vic Akers Wonderland. You may see that there is only two of us, not one of us. That is just unfortunate as Adam could not make it tonight, but it is the big one. We're going back to the final on Sunday and we're putting a little bit of a reverse as well as the semi-finals last week as well. And I am joined by Lottie. How are you?
We are the champions, no time for losers. Yeah, I'm alright. My voice is gone, so I'm a bit quiet at the moment. Um, yeah, Cloud9, really, we've done it again. I think it's a bit of a cheat asking them to take our trophy back over there just for it to come home. But it's all jokes aside, yeah, good mood. How are you?
I'm not too bad. I finally got to wear this. So for those that aren't seeing this, it's the "It's Coming Home" shirt not shirt jumper that came out about 3 or 4 years ago. I'm finally glad to start wearing it. So it's an actual excuse to start wearing it. No cockiness in it. It's just I needed to wear it. It's been too long since I've actually been had the chance to actually wear it because someone can't seem to score in the finals or win in finals. The men, let's just say that. um,
And this is
but
not aimed at the under 21s, is it? Because they kept their trophy as well.
that's very true. So the only ones not to do it is the senior men's at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll go back to the first semi final England to Italy 1. Now, this one was going to be. I don't think this went the way that we all were expecting, to be honest, were we, Lottie?
If I'm honest with you, I fully expected that. Italy have been such a fantastic team to watch all the way through this tournament, and you the way that they play, the way that I think they were the only team that managed to keep a relatively low scoreline against Spain before the final, and the semi final, I should say, because that wasn't very high scoring. But you look back at all their their score lines and that they're just annihilating teams for fun. And as soon as it got to quarterfinals, they kind of had to slam the brakes on because they just couldn't score for fun anymore. Um, with with it with Italy, they're just absolutely sensational to watch. Bonasea has been around for a long time. Christina Girelli's been around for a long time, and their experience really showed. But it seems like we need to go a goal behind to win now. So if that's the norm, then so be it. As long as we get the job done, I don't care anymore.
So Italy's goal, 32 minutes. Barbara Bonasea scores from a low cross that is actually deflected by Lucy Bronze. Uh, Bonasea is then given a time to take a touch before it absolutely rifling it into the top part of the net, past Hannah Hampton. It was just one of those when you see that first goal, you say fair play, but at the same time, a bit of sort of iffy defending, I think we can say, from England.
It's been iffy defending all tournament. Um, but I'm not going to criticise when we've won a trophy. Um, it's been one of those really strange tournaments, and we've even with the defending being absolutely dodgy, I think we've dug deep and shown so much character to retain it for the next few years. 4, I should say. Sorry, 4. It got deprived, didn't we, in 2021? So
When in doubt, bring on Michelle Agiman and she shall deliver. I know the Everton fans have a saying, feed the yak and the yak will score. But it's almost feed the Agiman and the Agiman will score. 96 minutes on the clock. Ella Toon puts in a cross. It's a really nice cross. Misses Beth Mead on the head. And Laura Giuliani, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's the header that's misled her, but it's just bounced off her. And as a result, she's failed to catch it. And the ball just falls to Michelle Adjaman. Takes a nice little touch before smashing it low across to score the equaliser. Michelle Adjaman at it again.
no, there's a reason why her Ajiman means saviour of a nation. I mean, she pulled us through. Let it to the last 40 seconds, but hey, I'm not complaining. I had it like it was late. It was Tuesday night, and it was just like I was really hoping not for added extra time and penalties, but We don't do things the easy way.
I'm laughing because if you don't laugh, you're going to cry about it, and it's becoming a bit of a running theme this Euros to do everything extra hard. In extra time, there was only a couple of things that I've written down. Chloe Kelly's drive only to hit wide of the target. She's just dances past the Italian defence to get a shot away. Unfortunately, she didn't. It just went wide. It was a really nice little move that. Again,
I
Chloe
know
Kelly
she
made.
hasn't started all tournament, but and it goes wrong. It's bring Chloe Kelly on, and the Arsenal save the day.
There was another one as well that Chloe Kelly had the Olympico attempt in Giuliani just manages to get a hand on that as well. Then you had Michelle Agiman again. It's all Arsenal players again. It's her attempted flick over the top just hits the crossbar. I think that was on 115 minutes.
Yeah.
So that was 5 minutes towards the end. It was a good effort. I think another foot in the other direction, and that's gotten in. But the big one was Lauren Hemp. He's across into the box. Beth Mead is fouled in the box by Severini, who's got her hands on her, and Chloe Kelly takes the penalty, originally saved by Giuliani, but Kelly gets the rebound, and there's no stopping a second time.
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, you've got the Cristiano Ronaldo calm down and then Thierry Henry on the corner flag. I mean, when you get the interviews and you talk about those celebrations, oh, was it planned? And no, she just goes with it, and it's something you think about it. If you're scoring them kind of goals for your country, are you really going to pre-plan it, thinking, yeah, I'm going to score to get today, or are you just going to kind of play the game how you're supposed to, and then hope and just score when the opportunity arises?
So then we go into the second semi-final, and this one I think had a lot of people sleeping, snoring on their sofas. There only seems to be one thing here, and that's the actual goal itself. So Athena Del Castillo winning a loose ball, playing a nice little 1-2 with Honor Battier, was and then Del Castillo's not closed down. Because she's not closed down, she's able to play a nice little through ball to Bonmati, who sees Anna Katarina Berger off her line and chooses to go for the small space instead of the cut back and rifles it past Berger. That I don't want to call them, but there are times when that was the Van Persie effect. Like he, instead of going across, he'd go straight into the small space as goalkeepers wouldn't have expected it. And it's a bit of bad goalkeeping, but at the same time, because she's expecting the cutback, she's not expecting that to happen. So for Berger, she's had a really strong tournament. Can't say it was just a bit unfortunate on her movement for this one. But it's, what about you? For you, Lossie?
I've only seen the highlights for this one. Unfortunately, due to my late arrival home from our semi-final, I didn't manage to stay up to watch this one. Maybe saw about 10 minutes. Not even then, I don't remember it. But if you're looking back at the goal, and you look at the angle it's at, and it's you can see why she's one of the greatest players in the world. I was fully expecting the cutback, but nope, she just went for it, and they earned their spot in the final.
And so it was a return, whatever you would like to call it. England against Spain. This is now the third tournament in a row England and Spain have met. If you think about it, then the both side of the Women's World Cup, the Men's Euros, now the Women's Euros. So at the moment, it is a lead of Spain winning 2-0 in this before the start of the game. How are you feeling going into it?
I honestly didn't know what to expect. I kind of just went in, kind of got up. Like, obviously, we got all the Yokeres buzzing around us at the moment, so that was just another thing to be positive about during the day. I ended up going sort of stress shopping and going to get my Chloe Kelly Arsenal shirt. for the season, and also my last season home shirt printing because I'm putting a Champions League shirt together. Um, but yeah, I didn't know how I was feeling. I was just like going with the flow at that point. Didn't start getting nervous until someone started counting down the clock for the last 30 minutes before the game. Um, but yeah, I didn't know what was going to happen. Kind of fully expected Spain to beat us the way we've been playing, but it's year of the underdog, so anything can happen.
And that result was 2 minutes on the clock, really. Alessio Russo runs onto a through ball. Her effort is saved by Cascol, and I think this shows that Lauren James was injured. To be honest, if she's at full full fitness, she gets in, she taps that in for 1-0. Were you expecting that sort of start?
No, not from Lauren James, not in our final. Um, she didn't look right in the last game. I didn't expect her to start. I was thinking, oh, Beth's going to start. But obviously Serena kind of stuck with what she had and put Jess Carter back in, who had an absolutely brilliant bloody game, by the way. And it's just, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Lauren. It's like her confidence is gone or something. She's not her usual lethal self, which is unbelievable. I don't know if she's had any racist abuse and it's not been spoken about, and she's not wanting to make it public like Jess has. It could be that, but it's also, again, it could be her ankle, and she decided she's fit enough to play on it, but it just wasn't working. Personally, I would have held her off at 20 minutes. That's where I was at with that game with her. I was like, this is just not working for me. Get her off.
18 minutes on the clock. Lauren Hemp closes down the Spanish defence, wins the ball, opting to shoot instead of the cutback, and her effort is saved by Catacol. I think that was two moments where you really thought if that was going to be when England scored, they would have put. Let's say they made that 2-0. That would have been a huge pile pressure on Spain. I don't think Spain have actually gone 2 goals down for a long time. But good save by Catacol in the end.
Yeah, no, the stats are, I think it's 3 clean sheets in 15 for Spain now. Yeah, Portugal, Germany, and
Italy.
then and it's yeah, no,
No. It's just, oh right. If you're talking about clean sheets, wise, yeah.
no. Last 15. This is before the tournament as well. So it'd be Germany. Who did they play before Germany? Oh, do you know what? To get my stat on.
Germany, Switzerland.
Yeah, Germany. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Switzerland, and then obviously in the Nations League against Portugal. That was like 3 out of 15 for the world champions. It doesn't look great. You do expect that to be at least 7 or 8 clean sheets minimum. For me personally, but it just goes to show they can be got at. I think I don't even remember the last time they went 2-0 down.
I don't think they've. I think it's been a long time since that's sort of happened. I think a lot of it is down to the fact that they have such a brilliant midfield and forward line that they don't really rely on their defence as much. But speaking of defence, 24 minutes, Onia Batier's cross is met by Mariona Caldente. Mariona Caldente, big moments, and she scored. And she scored with a header. I don't think we've seen her score with a header this season. She might have, but I can't remember at the top of my head right now.
She probably has, to be fair. She scored so many goals this season and so many goals through this tournament. I mean, I sat there and I thought it had to be you. Only the Arsenal turn up in finals at the moment, and it's just like it had to be you. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm happy for her as an Arsenal fan, but like at this point, she is the enemy. That's it. I'm sorry, you're out of camp for like a couple of weeks. But when she does come back, it'll be all love and back to normal. But I was absolutely gutted for her in the end. But yeah, great goal, just beautifully Mariona. It's something I've enjoyed all season long, and I hope to enjoy some more in the future.
there wasn't really any talking points in that first half. So England going in behind 1-0 at the break, I think that was a lot better than in the past. In the past, there's been um, in the past couple of games, let's say against Sweden and especially against France, when you're 2-0 down at half time, knowing you've got a limited amount of time to put it back together again. I think that sort of unnerved a lot of fans, especially myself.
I
What were your
think
what were your
didn't actually
thoughts?
nerve me, if I'm honest with you. I think after Sweden, that was the changing, turning of the tide for me. I was like, "Do you know what? We're fine. We've got character. We can do this." Leah Williamson leading Leah's speeches. I'd love to have a sneak preview if anyone's got them at England. England, if you've got that content, please release it to us. We'd all love it because as Arsenal fans, we all have the privilege of actually seeing those videos. Um, yeah, I wasn't worried at all. If I'm honest with you, I'm like, look, it's 1-0. If we were down 3-0, okay, it's game over. We're done. But 1-0 down at half time, it's not the end of the world, and anything can happen in the 45 minutes. Um, and then obviously, I'll let you mention it.
56 minutes on the clock. Chloe Kelly with the cross, and it's met by Alessia Russo. This is something that I really want to see next season. I want to see Chloe Kelly making those crosses, or whoever's going to be playing for Arsenal. I want to see Alessia Russo staying in that box and those balls getting into her instead of her having to go out wide and find the balls. It just becomes very, very frustrating. I want to see more of Alessia Russo in the box because that is what she's capable of. One of the first times I saw Alessia Russo play was against Manchester United against Everton, and she scored 2 goals with her head, and that was because the balls came um, into the box for her to actually attack. And she was although she was a bit um, inexperienced in that sort of sense, she was still that fox in the box, and that's what I hope she can be. That's what the aim is. If Adam was here, I think he'd be turning around saying, "Oh no, Alessia likes to do this, that, and the other." But either way, the equaliser, Alessia Russo, another Arsenal player.
I know she's not banging in the goals at the moment, but her work rate is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, even with Chloe on the wing, I mean, this goal, we've been waiting for it all tournament. And I think for me personally, it's probably going to be one of the biggest goals she's ever scored. A lot of people will say when she left Man United, she was in her best form. She hasn't been any better, but she scored more goals at Arsenal in a lot less time than what she did at Man United. And I think watching her over the time that she spent at Arsenal, she's just got better and better at the game. And I think there's always room for improvement. Like you can't. Well, she hasn't hit her ceiling. That's the words I'm looking for. And I think with Leslie, there's more to come. I think with the goal, if she wants bigger, she's going to have to win us the World Cup or get a goal in a World Cup final, which is in 2027, which is not too far away. But it's a case of where are we going to be at when we get there. Knowing our luck, Lucy Bronze will still be playing. I hope she does. I hope she does. But
I think we'll
what a
talk about
legend
that.
she is.
We'll talk about that further down the line. But at the moment, 67 minutes on the clock. Chloe Kelly's effort is tipped wide, and the only other thing I want to mention that was in the first 90 minutes was Claudia Pina squeezing into the box and forcing Hannah Hampton to make a massive save.
Yeah, and Hannah Hampton's been absolutely brilliant. Broken nosebleed or broken nose, I'm not sure. And everything. She's absolutely earned her shirt through this tournament. I know there was a lot of upset with her taking Mary's shirt, but who else are you going to give it to? I won't give it to Kira Keaton. No way. Absolutely not. Especially kind of she hasn't played that much this season, whereas Hannah Hampton's been made number one at Chelsea for a reason. They had the treble this year. she was in goal for most of those games. I don't see not. I didn't see why not to carry on. I was a bit skeptical of her, but I'm glad Serena's picked her as number one because it was the right decision in the end. And probably people will come for my head for this, but if you don't give someone a chance, you're not going to get the player you want out of it.
I think you're right, and this has been the issue, is that because Marriott has been such a mainstay in the Lioness squad, eventually she was going to have to move away. A bit similar to Lucy Bronze. Eventually, she's going to have to move, asked to be moved away because um, there needs to be someone else coming through, and it can't be, say, I'm trying to think of another right back at the moment who's not as young, um, but let's say Maya Letitia is going to be the next one for that one. Realistically, she needs to be getting minutes in the team. She can't be put aside. I think what was the main issue was the fact that Marriott's made this decision pre Euros instead of after Euros, which means she wouldn't have had that. There would have been a little bit more of like a handing over of the shirt than anything else. But Hannah Hampson got her flowers, and we'll talk about the first penalty. um, Beth Mead steps up. Beth Mead, I think a lot of us are backing to score that first goal. What happens is actually a first in the women's game. I don't think it's happened in the men's just yet. But basically, because Beth Mead slips, and because she slips and it hits her foot, it has to be ordered as a retake. It's a new rule change because of what happened in the men's Champions League this season with Atletico Madrid, I believe it was. And the shot is saved the second time around.
Yeah, no, it's just a bit unfortunate for Beth. She slipped on the first one, and that was that. I was too busy celebrating her goal to notice that the VAR had gone off. We were all jumping around, and all of a sudden, like the miss kick had come up, and I was just like, "What happened?" So, the thing is, I think once you do one penalty and you do the same thing again, it's going to be saved. Keeper's going to know exactly where you're going. So I think with that, she could have picked to go a bit wider. But unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be.
As that then gave Spain the chance to go 1-0 up. Patricia Guijardo scores her penalty before Alex Greenwood's turn to make it 1-1. This time making sure to put it away from the goalkeeper and not near the goalkeeper's general area. It's one of the worst things you can do as a player is put it within the goalkeeper's reach. So sort of that mid range. Either you go really low or you go really high, and that's usually where the best penalties are scored. And with that, Mariona Caldenti steps up, and we know what Mariona's like with penalties.
I was screaming at the screen, "You can miss this one and score all you want in the season. Just miss this one, please." Everyone looked at me like I was crazy. I was like, I'd rather her miss it now than for Arsenal at this point.
Yeah, I think the only one she actually missed last season for Arsenal was the game that I was at against Liverpool. She hit the post, but she missed this time. And then a little bit of local hero up here, Neve Charles. She was actually born in the Wirral before she moved down to Chelsea from Liverpool. She goes and scores her penalty, and I think that was a bit of an unexpected one to take a penalty, if I'm honest. But it all counts when it's needed, and Aitana Bonmati then misses her penalty. So at this point, it is 2-1 England at the moment.
Yeah, I was quite surprised with that Tanya Bonmati. It's a bit of an odd one when it comes to her and some of her penalties. I don't see her penalties missed very often. It's a bit like it's a rare occurrence like Mariona. You just don't see it. Um, but I was also at the same time really, really relieved and really happy.
Well, this one turned into a game of missed chances as well with the next two penalties. Leah Willington steps up to
Oh,
take one.
by the way, when the girls get back to Arsenal, you need to go and do and practice your penalties. I know Leah's not usually an option, but please go and practice.
There is a time she has taken one penalty for England, and that was at youth level, and that was a penalty that she had to retake because of I can't remember what it was. I think it was the referee blew too early or something ridiculous like that. So they had to
Mhm.
replay the game, the last couple of minutes of that game, the next day. So there's just one of those. But to make it a little bit better for you, Lottie, Salma Paluelo goes and misses her penalty, and you got that
Karma,
smile.
karma, karma, karma. I've been waiting for karma to come and get this girl. And oh my gosh, after that World Cup final and her Oscar-winning performance, this is just karma. But when you actually look at it, I sat there and I looked at her and I went, "She's going to miss this." Someone said to me, "No, she's not," and I went, "She's going to miss it. She does not look confident enough." And she missed it, and it was just absolutely unbelievable. And they say that karma's served best served cold, so I think I can let that all go. Um, yeah.
And I don't think this has happened before. I will have to look back into the old Germans winning the Euros 5 times in a row to double check this. But Chloe Kelly, once again, as she's done so many times this tournament, and she did it in the last Euros. She poked the ball back into the back of the German net for the winner in extra time, the penalty to win the game, and she absolutely rifles it. And here come the celebrations. Everyone's dancing and celebrating. Sweet Caroline comes on. It
I
was
didn't know Sweet Caroline came on. I was too busy celebrating in the bar. Queen was on. That was more fun.
well. Apparently, we're not allowed to use 3 lines anymore because it's what's the word? People find it offensive and things like that, and
What do
it's
you
just
mean offensive?
so. It's more about the offensiveness towards the other European teams because of how they see the song. But
When it's mocking
with
ourselves, okay.
it's just one of those
But
things.
people are too sensitive. If you look at the source of the song, the younger fans won't get the concept.
Hmm,
But when you look at the fans that have been around for a long time, they're in their late 20s, they're in their early 30s and older, they will I get the concept that it's how do I put this politely? They will get the concept that it's
about our culture of
taking the
losing.
mickey about of ourselves and how poor we've been over the years.
Hmm,
That's the best way I can put it. It's about decades of football, and we get the glimpse of being good, and then it
pear
goes down the
shaped.
drain basically, and it's a bit of fun by the creators. You've got the football commentary in there. I mean, I've grown up with this song, and I feel old even saying this, but people need to be stopped being so sensitive about it. Like they're also the first people who will sit there and say, "Ah ha ha, it didn't come home." Do you know what I mean? Because
Hmm,
we got so carried away with it because it's a great song. And
yeah.
if you don't like it, just leave us the English fans alone. We don't come after your music. Do you know what? I could use an example, but I know I'm going to upset certain people,
Hmm.
and I'm not going to say it. I'm afraid I can't do it because
Well,
I'll be light in a tornado. Put it that way.
I think the difference is though is that when it comes to women's football, there's a lot more of that unity, and there's more of that affection for other teams. So I have a huge affection for the Dutch team, um, and when Far Links comes on, that's really gets the crowd going, and people don't realise how much of a good thing it is, and until And then you had the silly Liverpool fans turn around and go, "Oh, we used that for onslaught, blah, 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 blah," whatever. It was just no. Phalanx is a Dutch party song. It's there for everyone to use
The
it.
thing is, you need to stop policing, like, who can use what
Mm.
song. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't be so sensitive. It's a song taking the mick out of men's football. It's a chorus, it's coming home. It's something that English fans, regardless if you're men's or women's fans, do like.
It feels a bit like we've gone a bit away from it all.
No, that's really annoyed me. I'm not even gonna lie. That's actually annoyed me.
No,
But back to Chloe
it's
Kelly, please.
yes, Chloe Kelly scoring that goal. Uh, and then cue the interviews afterwards. Chloe Kelly turning around saying that she doesn't miss twice. Then we had the news that Lucy Bronze was actually playing with a fractured tibia during an actual interview with the BBC. So it was a very eye-watering moment, really, to be honest. About two or three of those players were carrying injuries throughout the tournament and still playing for England. It was a bit of a surprise, to be honest, but it's not uncommon. It has happened in the past, especially with the men. I don't hate going back to the men, but I think it only came out recently that in 2006, about half the squad had had some sort of niggle or injuries or something for the men during that World Cup, and that was the time that they were expected to win it, and they didn't. But about three players from England carrying injuries, and going and winning the trophy again, shall we say, it's huge.
No, bringing it home again and retaining the title is something I was fairly confident we would do because, like with the Euros app, obviously you got your bracket and you predict it all the way through. I think I got the only team I got wrong was Italy and Belgium. I actually expected them to come and face us and we kicked them out. So I actually did quite well with my bracket this year. Um, I did have Spain and England in the final. I did back us because why wouldn't I back us? Um, I think that is as long as you studied how they play and how England cannot cope, not England, Spain cannot cope when you're constantly suffocating them and not giving them the time of day to breathe and think or process or play tiki taka football. And that's where they sort of crumble. And that all kind of changed in the second half when Chloe Kelly got the full 45 minutes. They just didn't know what to deal with her. Same with the Champions League. They did not know how to deal with her. I know majority of the Barcelona team, it does play for the national team, but also doesn't. There is a small portion who don't. So I can't kind of brand that all in one go. But the ones who do play for the national team, that they, what's the word for it? They didn't know how to deal with her. And it was great. And it was the long balls, it was the passes, it was picking apart the defence, and it was just chef's kiss football. In that second half, it was so much better, and it was just it gave you that faith that obviously Leslie scored and going
Mm.
onto that. And then you come to Chloe Kelly, you're watching that ball spin 4 times. She stands over the ball, but she doesn't look Kata Cole directly in the eye like she did with Giuliano, which I thought was really odd. I was like, no intimidation, really. You come back, you watch the goal go in, game over. That ball was again 110 kilometers an hour. That's how much power was behind that strike. I mean, I don't know about you. And as a goalkeeper, I ain't going to be stopping that ball. Absolutely not.
Yeah, there's
Um,
no way. Reaction time, you'd have to have something like point 0.1 of a chance of a second. No chance. Unless you
yeah,
have super good, superhuman reaction speed. No, it's not going to happen. Um, but I will touch on. I thought there was going to be a bit more on the award ceremony because they only gave out the young player of the tournament, which went to Michelle Adjaman. Well deserved, to be honest.
absolutely.
Although you could probably argue that Claudia Pino would have been
Oh no,
another
you could argue
example.
Vicky. Is it Vicky Lopez?
Yes.
It was between them two in the end. So
But I
Um,
think getting yourself
as the main
scoring an
thing.
equaliser in the last minute against Sweden, and then scoring another equaliser in the semi-final of the Euros, I think probably tops anything that either of them did for the tournament. To be honest, it's a bright future for Michelle Asherman for sure, isn't it?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Sorry, I've just my brain's gone. Yeah, no, my brain's gone.
Um, I'm looking forward to see what happens next season with her at Arsenal. Hopefully, she gets minutes. I think that would be the most important thing. But then the player of the tournament went to Aitana Bonmati. I think this was an arguably. I don't know if she was definitely going to be up there in terms of the way she plays. But in terms of the last player of the tournament was Beth Mead, and
Mm.
if you compare and contrast, Beth Mead had a bigger impact on the tournament because she scored the goals. Aitana Bonmati only scored one goal and got one assist all tournament. I know
Yeah, I
she
mean,
is
and then
a
you look at Alessia Russo stats. It's what a hat trick of assists and one goal. So,
mm,
and then her work rate's been phenomenal. For me personally, I would have given it to someone that wasn't in the Spanish team. I
yeah.
would have looked at the likes of Cristiana Girelli. I would have put her up there. I know I'm playing favourites before anyone starts.
No,
Um,
I'm with you on that one actually because
Cristiano
Jurelli's
Girelli and Torre's up there.
been,
Is it Caruso? It's up there as well. Um, oh, if you look, do you just look through the groups? You can pick Leah Volti's up there as well. She
I'll
had a
probably even
fantastic
say
tournament. Her
some
leading
of the
was
Sweden
unbelievable.
players as well.
Sorry, who?
Some of the Sweden players as well.
Oh, I hadn't got
They
there
did
yet.
very well.
Like Stina Black Dennis is up there as well. I'd throw Aslani in there as well.
Mm.
Probably not Fredolina Rolfo though,
I,
because she was playing through injury, and we could see that because she got a 100th cap, got her penalty, and then they pulled her off.
mm,
So, I mean, anyone can pick a handful of players that's performed kind of better than Bob Matty, but I also kind of think with player of the tournament, I think the fact that she just beat viral meningitis and came back and still
mm.
played, I think that's pulled the edge for her.
Yeah, that's fair play to Iton Bonmati actually as well, because we've
Yeah.
seen in the past, because of what happened with COVID, that certain players played one game, got COVID, then missed the remaining games, or came back and was basically told to play 120 minutes. Not naming names, Miedema, but I'm not having a go, Dutch fans. I'm not having a go. Just it was just a bizarre move, and I think even you at the time we were looking at that as if to say what's going on there. But it mattered. Just I couldn't believe. Um, believe that she Bon Massey got it. I know she's a. It does feel very much like the pre-Bon Ballon d'Or award.
Oh yeah, do you know what? She'll get the award. I'm sorry, it's just all completely rigged for me. I don't care what anyone says. It's the same with the men's, completely rigged. It's the same player every year, and you look at performances across all the leagues, and you can pick a handful of players on the same level, and it should be a close run, and it never is with that.
Realistically, who would be your top three this season?
What for the Ballon d'Or?
Yeah.
Ooh,
If I was to give
ooh,
my top three at the moment, I would
go
probably put Chloe Kelly's definitely as one of them.
yeah,
Um,
Mariona. If you don't say Mariona,
Mar-
that's criminal.
Definitely Mariona. And then I would probably have one Barcelona players, but I think they'll
Claudia
probably
Pina.
I Claudia Pino, yeah, or maybe Graham Hansen. She's very much not underdog in that team, and it's about time that she got a little bit more of that recognition for all the hard work that she probably did. So either that, you've got 4 or 5 names that outside of Bon Matti and then Alexia Putellas,
Yeah,
who I think they're going to be high on the list this season. This season of Ballon d'Or. Player of the tournament, young player of the tournament. That leaves the one goal. The top goal scorer of the tournament was Esther Gonzalez.
yeah,
She hadn't scored any goals since the group stage, which is a bit of a
Bizarre one.
Yeah. On top of that, I think everyone else finished with about 2 goals each.
Yeah, well, over 100. The 100th goal went to Germany's. Oh, I've forgotten who it is.
Newscan.
Newscan. That's it. Chelsea's player went to that. So the fact there was over 100 goals and we were what in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Um, is absolutely brilliant. I mean, most of those came from Spain. But I'm not complaining because there was some absolutely brilliant football. But nobody's really disappointed me. If I'm honest, I'm looking through the England list and I'm like, no, this is what I expected. Apart from Michelle Adjaman, that was a surprise.
I think that was. I think. I think. On fantasy football wise, I think she'll get a lot of picks this season as a.
If Renee puts her out on loan, I am rioting. It is criminal.
I'll just quickly speak about this because it was actually quite funny that in the supporters group there was a lot of confusion over what was going to happen, and then Michelle Ajman comes on and does what she does, and there's still sort of poking the bear a little bit, but it'll be interesting to see how it goes now because you've got Stina Blackstenius who was really influential for Sweden. You've got Michelle Ajman coming off the bench. You've got Alessia Russo there. You've got three strikers that I don't know if any of the defence are going to be able to cope next season.
We'll see what happens. I'm not going to say what I want to say because I'm a jinx. So I'm
No,
not saying what I'm saying. So don't tempt me.
we're thinking
We've,
it, we're not saying it.
we've
That's what
we've got
we're
like the
saying.
men's teams next season. We've got so much depth. It's scary,
The
and I'm quite
potential, the potential's
looking
there.
forward to being comfortable next season.
Well, with the Euros over, I know we've talked a little bit about players and things like that. Is there any players that you'd like to see maybe make a move to the WSL? More of like more like a Euros wish list if they were to move to the WSL.
Okay, so I'm going to raid Italy first. Cantoro, Girelli before she retires. Linari, weirdly. Her passion was unreal during the national anthem. It scared me though. She's actually a scary centre back. But I don't think she'd know what to do with some of the strikers in the WSL and she'd get a lot of cards. She'd like come a close second to Katie. I think yeah, most of the Italy players don't leave Italy. So you look at that and think, yeah, there. And then but you look across the other teams and they're all dotted all over the place. I think Jennifer Falk will be interesting to watch this summer. She's never left Sweden. And I have no doubt that Chelsea are going to buy her.
They've got too many goalkeepers as it is. They've been hoarding
I
them for
know,
a
but they
while.
buy anybody that has a really good tournament. So,
Um,
I wouldn't be surprised if she went over to the NWSL as well.
well, we'll wait and see. If I had to say one that reminds me at the top of my head, I'm trying to think of the 18-year-old from Norway. I can't remember the name at the top of my head.
Gopset.
Yes, she'll be a very interesting one to keep an eye on because I think, to be honest, she would have probably been another one to keep as player of the tournament. But obviously, she didn't have that impact as Michelle Ackerman had. But yeah, I think
Did you
she'll be
not see
top.
her cheeky attempt at goal?
The one from out
That was cheeky. That was cheeky.
But at that sort of time, when you're 18 years old and all you want to do is play, and you have those opportunities, you just sort of go, I'll just go for it and see what happens.
It'd be interesting to see what happens to Sweden's 18-year-old as well. Can't remember her name off my top of my head, but she scored her first goal as well this tournament. Oh God, what's her name? I remember it because I remember commentator saying she literally just finished school that summer.
Oh yes, she did. She just finished her school. She's just finished
Exams.
her exams as well. Just
Yeah.
I, just
We'll come back with the name, people. If
yeah.
you know the name, just put it in the comments.
We'll probably do another show in a week or so, and we'll go from there. Because we do need to do a transfer update for people. That is literally going to be a transfer update. That is it. Won't be talking about any of the news or anything like that. or maybe we'll do a news update as a whole. We'll wait and see, and we'll give you the details when that happens. But there is a parade happening tomorrow. I think lots of people are going to be there in attendance. Last time there was a 12,000 attendance. That was the maximum that we were allowed to
Yeah,
have.
it was the whole of Trafalgar Square, but because it's a working week, it's literally the bus on the mall up to Buckingham Palace, and then they're going to do the platform outside Buckingham Palace by the looks of things for about half
So
an hour, and then that's it.
that will work out as probably more than 12,000 fans. We'll probably have about, I wouldn't be surprised if it's over the
It
capacity of
depends on
Wembley
the policing.
Stadium. That is true as well. Let's see what
As
happens.
it is a Tuesday, and you're going to have all the regular tourists.
That is also true.
Yeah.
But all those tourists walking by, oh, what's happened here? Oh, England won a Euros again. But um, there was a suspicion as well that there was going to be a bank holiday as well. That's now not happened. It seems
Oh,
to
look,
always
another
seem to.
promise that's fallen between Keir Starmer's fingers.
We're delving into
Oh my
politics here.
God, we're all in
Politics
utter
here.
shock.
It does annoy me that when they do say, "Oh yeah," there's that rumor that usually comes around when it's a final. Oh, by the way, we might have a bank holiday if England win this tournament. England go and win the tournament. Nothing happens, and it's just
If it was the
what's
men, oh yeah, but it's not.
it'll probably be a week's bank holiday, um, led by probably
Country would
oh
be too drunk to work for a week.
yeah.
City would be
Uh,
shut down.
um,
Well, London
but
at least, anyway.
we'll wait and see what happens. But I really hope for now that the team get a nice long deserved break. The season's not going to be happening for another couple of weeks.
40 days. As of today, we are recording this on Monday night. It's 40 days to the new WSL season and 42 till the Arsenal are back.
And some of
Yes, I
them
am counting.
are coming back early because they have Champions League qualifiers to play.
Oh,
So
we don't.
it's all right for some to have a break, but I think Maya Letitia will definitely be having maybe an extra week off just as a precaution. I can't remember. And Grace Clinton as well. But that is all from us tonight. Lottie, where can the lovely people find you?
Everyone can find us at VAW Pod, Instagram and Twitter and Blue Sky. You can find me at Lottie_AWFC on Instagram and Blue Sky.
And this is the reason why I completely forgot. There was the borders that need to go across. You can follow Adam at Adam Salter, also on Twitter and Blue Sky. You can also follow me at MattLR28. And that is all from us tonight. Thank you for joining us for our Euros roundup. It has been a long month, and it's going to be probably a long 24 hours for some people going down to London or getting in and around London. But England brought it home. I think it will be a bit of a party junction for a while. But that's all from us. Thank you, and well done, Lionesses.